Welcome back to McNulty's Book Corral. Thank you for checking in, and I want to thank all of you viewers who have been checking in here and there in the last few months with your polite comments, your recommendations, with your encouragement with this idea that we are commiserating. We're talking about the books that we care about and exchanging those positive thoughts about those books and those authors. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. In a dark world, you people are a source of light, and I appreciate that immensely. Today we're talking about, amongst all the stacks of paperbacks, we're talking about Victoria Holt, who is an alpha female writer in my overcrowded little den. Victoria Holt was really Eleanor Alice Hibbert. She was born in 1906 and died in 1993. Now, what she did was amazing with her career. She wrote, a lot of books, and she did so under pen names, numerous pen names. Victoria Holt is but one of her many pen names. Certainly her most popular group of books, I think, were published under the Victoria Holt. So I made a list, real quick, on some of the stuff she did under her pen names. She did 32 books as Victoria Holt. She did 91 as Jean Plaidy, Plaidy, Plaidy. 19 as Philippa Carr, and 8 as Kathleen Kello, and there were many others. That's an incredible accomplishment, and she won many awards in her life. We're going to talk about 3 recommendations here for those of you who have not read anything by Eleanor Alice Hibbert, better known as Victoria Holt. And we're going to start with her very first Victoria Holt book, which is Mistress of Melon, right here. This is a 1960 book. This is the paperback edition. Interestingly enough, it has on the back an advertisement for This Rough Magic by Mary Stuart, whom I covered in a previous episode. Victoria Holt and Mary Stuart were obviously contemporaries. Phyllis A. Whitney, another one. And I don't know if they talked to each other, if they met. I don't know any of that. I suspect not, because they were competitors. But it doesn't matter, because they were all great writers. All right, so The Mistress of Melon. This is a first-person narrative. It has often been described as being her version of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Now, let's pause here for a moment. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which I mentioned in a previous episode, I actually covered it and recommended it, is one of du Maurier's great books. Now, that book, Rebecca, was published way back in 1938, I believe. And its popularity has never gone out of style. I mean, the book is a masterpiece. It's a classic of literature. And Mistress of Melon the plot is almost identical. You know, Martha Leigh comes in. She's hired as a governess by Conan Tremelin. She has gothic trappings. She meets the widower, and there's mysteries about the family, almost identical to Rebecca by du Maurier. This book was and remains in print, and it has been a bestseller. It's good. It's different enough from Rebecca that it sets a style forward, and the style of writing is much different. Well, not really a lot different, but let's just say that there are significant differences in the style between du Maurier and Victoria Holt, so that her career takes off from here with her Victoria Holt pen name. This is a great book. If you liked Rebecca, you'll love this book. It's really well done. And then she goes off and on, with her career, just takes off. And so many books. 32 as Victoria Holt is the count I have. Let's talk about the Shivering Sands. So this is the fun part about Victoria Holt. Some of her books got really longer, and these are really riveting paperbacks. And I like them to the point where if I see one on the aftermarket in good shape, such as this one is, I'm going to buy it and read it and keep it. If I have it already, and this is a better condition copy, I'll keep the better condition copy, and then I'll discard the other. All right, so the Shivering Sands is 1969. So we're getting into the end of the swinging 60s here. And this is about Carolyn Verlaine. She's a young widow arrived at the estate of the Stacys, Sir William Stacy, and to investigate her sister Roma's disappearance. Roma was an archaeologist. So this involves, as you would expect, I think, with this type of literature, family mysteries. And the archaeology that her sister was involved in plays a major role in the plot device, especially later on when we discover what happens. There are ancient ruins on the coastline and all of that. This is one of her greater books, and it's very easy to read. But you know what I love about this type of thing is that you just get wrapped up in the story. You get wrapped up in the character. You get wrapped up in the sleuthing and unraveling the mystery. Because these are really, they're billed as romance novels, and they are, romance novels in a way. But like Mary Stuart, they're not, the romance isn't always the most predominant thing. It's the mystery and suspense that keeps you turning the pages. And Victoria Holt, a.k.a. Eleanor Alice Hibbert, was an expert at creating suspense in her many wonderful books. So, Forbidden Love, this is another one I'm going to recommend. I recommend everything that you can find by Victoria Holt. Okay? I recommend them all. I'm just going to show you 3 that I happen to like today, and it'll be tagged under my alpha female authors. All right. Finally, let's get to The Secret Woman. This is a historical book. This was published in 1970. It's set in 1887, late 1880s. And it's a totally different type of thing than some of the contemporary romance Gothic-style thrillers where, she's on a coast and she's an educated modern woman. This is historical fiction, and it's really quite good. She loves a guy named Redvers Stretton, and he's the captain of the Secret Woman. The Secret Woman, referenced in the title, is a ship. That's right. We get some nautical stuff here, and it's really well done. It's not over your head, so don't worry about that. She's governess. Becoming a governess, again, is a staple plot device for some of these. A woman gets hired as a governess. We've seen that a million times, and it's okay. I don't have a problem with that. It's no different than the tropes you get in westerns. A stranger rides into town. That's the number one western trope that you'll ever read. So she's hired as a governess for Redver's son Edward. She's staying with her aunt Charlotte, and there's a woman named Chantel who is the femme fatale. And another long one. So these books are over 300 pages. The Shivering Sands was, let's take a look. I believe that was also it was just about 300 pages, but with a bigger font, this would have been over 300 pages. And this is a great book. These are all great books. Suspense thrillers. So when you're out there at half-price books or whatever, a flea market, whatever, and you're looking around at stacks of paperbacks, okay? For those of you that have not tapped into these great writers from the past, and Victoria Holt's still in print. You can find them. Check it out. Check out Victoria Holt. I enjoy listening to your comments when I'm talking about these books and recommending them. And I'm just recommending these books in general terms. I appreciate the fact that a lot of you check in and you tell me that you love these books as well. That's always nice to hear when people are talking about things they like instead of things they hate. We all have those moments where we're going to say, oh, I don't like that, whatever. That's just human nature. But it's better for us to try to keep at the higher level and just promote what we like in a world that's already too dark. I try to do that on this channel. I admit sometimes I fail and something will come flying out of my mouth and it won't be a pleasant thought. Just mention modern DC comics to me and yeah. But we all try here, and I appreciate you people for doing that and sharing your positive memories on these books. And if you don't like it and you read it and you want to whine about it, you can. Don't expect much of a response from me. I'll leave your comment there, but whatever. Let's try and keep it positive and go forward. Victoria Holt, 3 great books. I have many others of her paperbacks. I actually have a few I haven't read. Yeah, that's exciting. You know, because I've read so much. So here we go. Mistress of Melon, The Shivering Sands. That was such wonderful books. And The Secret Woman. Great, great books by the late, great Victoria Holt. And I hope that you are keeping yourselves busy reading many marvelous and wonderful books. And we'll be returning to alpha female writers that are my favorites in this wild den that I have here. And as I pull things out of boxes here and there, go back. I do go back and I reread some. I reread Mistress of Melon and The Shivering Sands. I just scanned through again. I haven't read The Secret Woman in a long time, but I just went through it again to refresh my memory. And it's fun to reread these books. They're fast reads. And I'm a fast reader, so you know, you're not going to have to linger on them, even the longer ones that are 300 pages. All right. Babbled on again. Stay well, stay happy, feed your beautiful minds. Read a book.